Hey there, Sports History fan. Arnie Chapman here from the Sports History Network. Now, before you jump into this episode, I wanted to share with you an exciting giveaway we have going on with Home Field Apparel. We have a digital $50 gift card to homefieldapparel.com for one lucky fan of the Sports History Network. All you got to do is head over to sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways to sign up. Again, that's sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways.
Hello, this is Ross Bliley from the podcast Pigskin Tales. This podcast is sponsored by Sterling Soap Company. With products sold throughout 41 locations around the globe, Sterling Soap Company has a unique assortment of products to choose from for your loved one for the holidays. Handmade artisan soaps created by Roderick and Amanda Lovin since 2012, these products are affordable and provide great value. Act now and save on your shipping costs. If you purchase $75 or more, your shipping cost is free in the United States. Shop now online at sterlingsoap.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Yesterday's Sports on the Sports History Network. With football season over and baseball season just around the corner, we're going to switch gears today and talk about the 1963 New York Yankees. After winning the World Series in 1961 and 1962 under manager Ralph Houk, the 1963 New York Yankees set out to win their fourth American League Pennant in a row and third World Series in a row. During the offseason, the Yankees traded away first baseman Moose Skowron to the Los Angeles Dodgers. The 22-year-old Joe Pepitone replaced him. The team got off to a slow start, and by May 10th, it was a 500 team with a 12-12 record. However, the mediocrity didn't last long, as the Yankees won 14 of their next 17 games. Despite losing Mickey Mantle, who broke his foot on June 5th, the Yankees were 50-31 by the All-Star break. Mantle made the All-Star team despite his injury. Joining Mantle on the All-Star team was his replacement, Tom Tresh, catcher Elston Howard, first baseman Joe Pepitone, second baseman Bobby Richardson, and pitcher Jim Bouton. By the end of July, the Yankees' record was 66-37. With Mantle returning in August, the team upped its record to 90-47 by Labor Day, and the chances of any other team in the American League catching up with them were slim and none. They finished the season with an impressive 104-57 record, 10.5 games ahead of the second place Chicago White Sox. Mickey Mantle led the team in batting average at .314, but played in only 65 games due to his injury. Although at the end of his career, Yogi Berra, now 38 years old, batted .293. Elston Howard, now the starting catcher, batted .287 and had 85 RBIs and led the team in home runs with 28. Youngster Joe Pepitone led the team in RBIs with 89, while belting 27 home runs. The pitching staff was led by 34-year-old Whitey Ford, who went 24-7 with a 2.74 ERA. The 24-year-old Jim Bouton went 21-7 with a 2.53 ERA. Ford, who did not make the All-Star team, finished third in the voting for the American League MVP. But the award did go to another Yankee, Elston Howard. Now it was on to the World Series to take on the National League champion Los Angeles Dodgers. It would be the 8th time the two teams would face each other in the Fall Classic, but the first time since the Dodgers left their former home in Brooklyn. Game 1 matched the two best pitchers in baseball, with Whitey Ford starting for New York and Cy Young Award winner Sandy Koufax starting for LA. Ford got rocked in the second inning, allowing 4 runs. Former Yankee Bill Moose Skowron drove in the first run, and then catcher John Roseborough hit a 3-run home run. Skowron drove in another run in the third inning, and by the 5th inning, it was time for Whitey Ford to hit the showers. The Yankees scored 2 runs in the 8th inning, but it was too little, too late. Koufax struck out 15 batters. Things didn't get any better for the Bronx Bombers in Game 2 as the Dodgers took a 2-0 lead in the first inning. Moose Skowron continued to haunt his old team by smashing a solo home run in the 4th inning. Yankees starting pitcher Al Dowling fared no better than Whitey Ford in Game 1, getting yanked after 5 innings. The Dodgers added another run in the 8th inning on a Tommy Davis RBI triple. Davis had 2 triples in the game, while Willie Davis had 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. The Yankees finally scored a run, but not until the 9th inning. Dodgers pitcher Johnny Padres got all but the last 2 outs to give LA a 4-1 victory. Game 3 was a pitcher's duel between Jim Bouton and Don Drysdale. LA took a 1-0 lead in the first inning, the game's only run. Bouton pitched 7 complete innings, allowing only 4 hits, but he was outdone by Drysdale, who went the distance, allowing only 3 singles. The final out of the game had Dodgers fans holding their breath as a solid shot by Joe Pepitone was caught against the bullpen gate by right fielder Ron Fairley. Game 4 was a rematch between Sandy Koufax and Whitey Ford. The game was scoreless until the bottom of the 5th, when Big Frank Howard blasted a home run in the second deck of Dodger Stadium. Mickey Mantle tied the game in the top of the 7th with a solo home run, the Yankees' only home run of the series. But LA retook the lead in the bottom of the 7th and went on to win the game 2-1. Koufax pitched another outstanding game, but was actually outdone by Whitey Ford, who allowed only 2 hits in the loss. It was not the Yankees' pitching staff that failed them, but their hitting. They scored only 4 runs on 22 hits in the series. It is often said that good pitching wins the World Series, and the Dodgers proved it. The 1963 Dodgers had an outstanding team, so it wasn't any great surprise that they defeated the Yankees. But it was surprising that they swept the Bombers in 4 games. The first of only 2 times the Yankees were swept in a World Series, the other coming in 1976 to the Cincinnati Reds. During the offseason, Ralph Houk, the Yankee skipper, stepped down to become the team's general manager. Yogi Berra would become the new Yankees manager for the 1964 season. There was also a change in ownership, as CBS became the majority owner of the Yankees. A month and a half after the World Series ended, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and it would be a while before anyone was thinking about baseball. That will conclude our podcast for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and God bless.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com. Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, aka the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you gotta do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you gotta do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.